What's up, you guys? Jaden here with the Moonlight Craftsman channel, where we do everything woodworking and metalworking. In today's video, we are going to make a jig for flattening live wood, live edge slabs like this one. Coming up. So stay tuned to the very end of this video where I'll flatten this slab here with our jig that we're going to make. We're going to make it with 2 sheets of MDF board, and I'm going to use it as another purpose for an outfeed table for this table saw right here. And I got a couple of glide rails off of Amazon. I'll put the link down in the description. We're going to use a couple of those, and then we're going to make a bridge to connect the 2 rails and a router with a large flattening bit. And that's how we're going to do it. Stay tuned.
So I'm starting out by getting my pieces out, getting some measurements, laying the board on the MDF, trying to figure out what's some good dimensions. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut my 2 pieces of MDF. I'll cut it the width direction first here. And then the lengthwise, I'll get that cut right now. I got these aluminum T-tracks here. They're 48 inches long, so just cutting them in half on the miter saw and laying them out on the MDF, kind of marking them first. I'll set them down inside the MDF later, but just wanted to make sure that I didn't put any staples there because I'm getting ready, as you can see, to glue together the 2 pieces of MDF, spreading it out with just a regular tiny bath and kitchen paint roller. I put quite a bit of glue on here. I'm only putting it on one side, so I wanted to make sure there was enough there. But I probably should have put more clamps around the edges overnight. I did notice a little gap on the edges when I came back 24 hours later, but that wasn't such a big deal because when I screwed down the rails later, it kind of sucked that gap up and the piece ended up totally flat. So that's what really matters. As you can see here, I use the router to make a slot to put the T-slots into the MDF. Just wedging them in there tight. It's a tight fit, which is good. Screwing them down, and as you can see, I got 4 in here, which wasn't quite enough, as you can see later. You know, when I started designing the bridge here, did a little sketch, drew it on SolidWorks and using the water jet to cut it out. Here's a little quick. I probably can't see that too well, but I didn't want to bore you in real time speed there. But breaking it up on the press brake, I made a couple different options here, a couple different heights. I wanted to use the taller one because it was stronger. So, but I did make another 2 different sizes just in case I needed to get down real low with the router bit. I just had that option. So just screwing the bridge to the guides now, and I did this at this point to be able to screw the glide rails down to the MDF. So just screwing down the ends and then going to move the bridge down a ways and screw it down there, and that way we make sure it's not binding up at all. Here I'm taking off the burr left by the water jet. I also cut out some spacer blocks to raise the level of the bridge while the piece is thick. And I'm welding this top piece onto the bridge, which gives me a pocket to slide the router back and forth without it hitting the edge of the bridge, which would not be good. The bit that I'm using is normally used for a CNC spoiler board. When you use a CNC wood router, you got to first step flatten what's called the spoiler board on the bottom of the table. So this is 2.5 inches wide, so it's a real hog. You definitely got to slow down your router. You're going to need an adjustable RPM router to do this. I'm running at 8,000 RPMs. And first things first, the board's real twisted, so which is going to be kind of normal, but you're going to want to shim the bottom to where it doesn't move. I kind of adjusted to where maybe the twist would be, kind of averaged out the difference way, so it wasn't, more to one side than the other. Clamped it down. There, I've got my wild cherry Pepsi. I usually drink regular Pepsi, but I was feeling a little wild that day. And starting my first pass, moving the clamps as I go. And I'm taking off one of the spacers so I can get a little bit lower. On this side, I had to use some weights because I wasn't able to use the clamps over here on this side.
So I flipped the board over and gonna surface the other side. It ended up a little bit thinner than I wanted. It looks like I'm gonna be able to get a good 3/4 inch thickness out of this slab, which for the size of it, that's not too bad. I was hoping to get a little bit thicker, so the next time I pick out a slab, I'm going to really pay a lot more attention to how twisted it is and how flat it is to begin with. And also, while you weren't looking, I added a couple T-tracks in the center here. That way I don't have to use weights or anything like that that might cause some problems. So let's just go ahead and get this second side flattened. This is a little bit thinner over here on this side, so I think I'll probably just end up getting it to 3/4 everywhere I can, and then cutting off this end, and then have 2 straight ends on the ends. And so let's just get this thing flattened and see how it turned out.
I should say that we've got the board flipped over, so it's completely flat, no shims here, and our bridge and rails reference off the MDF, so that's what gives us 2 flat surfaces and parallel to one another. Here I don't have any more spacer blocks to take out, and my router is as low as it can go, so instead of using the other jig, I decided to just pull the router bit out a little bit more.
So I'm going to take off a final 16th, final pass. So I'm going to try not to push down at all, try and get as minimal amount of, like here's a little edge right here, looks like different levels. So I'm going to try not to push down at all and see what kind of surface we get. Like I said, we'll cut this off over here on this side and probably trim up that edge a little bit. And it's going to be a little bit less than 3/4, but that should be fine. But I think one more 16th and we should get some of this rough lumber off there and try and be able to use the longest portion of this board possible.
Be sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. We're not quite finished yet here, but any questions or comments, let me know. I'll be glad to answer anything that I can help you with. Here I'm just going to set up a straight edge and cut off the ends like I was talking about to get our final dimensions. Right here you want to cut off this end just because you might get some brittle sections at the end of the board from drying process. And just kind of taking a smoothing plane here to take off any ridges left by the router. And a final sanding here. And let's see how we did.
All right, so that's it, you guys. We got our board down to its final dimensions. It's about 3 feet by 18 inches. So it's going to be a small coffee table. And be sure to subscribe if you're looking forward to seeing this project out over the next few videos. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.